We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with us today to promote Thor Ragnarok.
I thank you. I don't accept your gratitude. There's nothing to be thankful. This is a gift to me.
Fantastic.
A great, great Halloween gift.
Well, let's start off with the obvious questions. How familiar were you with the MCU, with the 16-odd films that we've had so far? What was your experience of it prior to coming on board?
I'd enjoyed and I'd enjoyed my selections all the time, and then but my main thing was sort of contact with this and reading it, and then going back and seeing the Thor movies, and then meeting Taika Waititi. That was a life-changing and unforgettable experience. He is unique in all the world and quite brilliant. And what a fellow to be on the planet at this hour.
He strikes me as the sort of person that as soon as you meet him, you just instantly want to work with him and make a film with him.
That's correct. That was my feeling. Isn't that true? Oh, there's nobody like him. And he's obviously comically gifted and unique in that way, but hilarious and surprising. But he's also so sweet and genuine and authentic. And I think that's all over the movie. I mean, he's a real artist, he's a musician, he's a painter and everything. But all over the movie is his original kind of sense of humor and his sweetness. I get very touched by so many things in this movie, the relationships and friendships and such.
And he seems to come from a very much an improvisational background, looking at his back catalogue. And it really felt within the film that you were given a lot of freedom to just like a script was put in front of you that you could read.
The script was wonderful.
But it was just like, just do whatever you want.
We did the script, but yeah, then he said, do whatever you want. And I had, I don't know why, a lot of ideas, many horrible ideas, but he let me do them, and then he said, keep the camera rolling, do this, say this, talk about this, here, dance like this, move like this, play this piano, you play the piano. So it was a fun fest.
So what was it about the character itself? You said you kind of you enjoyed the script and stuff, but taking on a character like this, what was it that really attracted you to be a part of this film?
The whole Marvel, the way they run things, Kevin Feige and Louis Esposito, Victoria Alonso, they know how to do a thing like this, make it creative, but make it a beautiful kind of epic production and entertaining movie. But the character is fun, I looked at back issues and looked up at Wikipedia. You can read a bunch of stuff about his many, long story. And being immortal and being, like the vampires that he portrayed in What We Do in the Shadows, and having all the superpowers that you can have, being able to resurrect the departed, that's fun to play around with. And now being so interested and devoted to games and playing and having fun.
Very lastly, we at Flickering Myth are huge fans of your work. And in fact, on our podcast, we rate films in Goldblums. We don't do scores out of 10, so we give a film 8 or 9 out of Goldblum. 8 or 9 Goldblums out of Goldblum.
Out of 10?
Out of 10
classic Goldblums?
Yeah.
I do the same thing. That's what I do.
I was going to ask, can we rate some of your films on the Goldblum scale?
Well, you can, yes. Go ahead. I'm a big boy, so I can take whatever you think.
The Fly.
The Fly. You want to rate it?
No, you.
I give it 10 Goldblums out of possible 10 Goldblums because David Cronenberg is the tippity top.
Top 5 films of all time for me.
Well,
Earth Girls Are Easy.
Earth Girls Are Easy. 10 Goldblums out of possible 10 Goldblums. I'm going to be. They're all my children, so to speak. So I'm going to be biased, but oh yeah, I like that very much. Julian Temple directed that, and he's very interesting. He said before you see this other movie that inspires this movie, The Girl Can't Help It. Have you ever seen that?
No, I've never
With
seen
Jane Mansfield. It's kind of a musical, and it's in new Technicolor in the 50s. Tashlin directed it, who did a lot of the early Jerry and Dean movies, Martin and Lewis movies. Take a look at it.
Okay, yeah. I guess that's it.
Oh,
that's
no.
a shame. I was about to get to Jurassic Park.